Join me in Iceland's capital, Reykjavik, where I'll take a look at the main attractions and also some of the day trips on offer. Welcome to Iceland. It's 1 degree here this morning, which isn't too bad. I'm quite used to it. But compared to 9 degrees in the UK, it's quite a bit colder. I've just arrived at Keflavik Airport. It's not actually in Reykjavik, it's about 45 minutes away. Behind me is the express bus into Reykjavik city centre. It takes you to the bus station, and from there you have the option of taking a smaller bus right into the city centre, which is what I've also booked. On arrival at the bus terminal, I then went on to the minibus, which took me straight to my hotel. So I've just checked into my room, left my stuff and just come out with a small bag, and I've just crossed the road to have a look at these views here, and I'm just on my way to walking into the centre where you've got the main shopping street and the big church and that sort of thing. So you can see behind me there's some really nice mountains across the water there. The weather surprisingly is really good. It's only 1 or 2 degrees, but because it's so sunny and there's very little wind, I don't feel cold at all sat here. It's fine. I could sit here and have a picnic and I would be okay, although I'm used to cold weather. But we've got really blue sky. So for now, I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes. I'm just going to have a drink and a bit of a rest after the journey in, and then I'm going to set off towards the centre. All these colourful houses remind me of Tromsø in Norway, which is where I was last month, so I have another video on that. Behind me is Hallgrimskirkja. It's probably my favourite thing in Reykjavik. It was built to resemble a volcano with lava running down it. It reminds me of the Arctic Cathedral in Tromsø for some reason. That's another church I really like. Although I've been here a few times, I've never actually been up in the lift, so I'm going to have a look today to see if I can do that. The building with the dome is Perlan, which is a natural history museum with an observation deck with views over the city and a revolving restaurant. Unfortunately, I couldn't go inside the main church as it was closed for a wedding, but here is a photo from my last visit where the sunset reflection turned the whole foyer into a pink colour. I've just had lunch in the Thai restaurant behind me there. I knew what to expect because I've been before on a previous visit to Reykjavik. I had red Thai curry with tofu, which was really nice. I wasn't planning to eat out for lunch. The restaurants are expensive in Reykjavik compared to the UK and the US. They are more expensive. This one isn't too bad, but there are other options like the Subway, which is like the sandwich place with the same menu to what you get in the UK, but it's only slightly more expensive. So that's a good option that I've used several times. There's also some small supermarkets out on the main shopping street, and they sell things like sandwiches and snacks, fruit, that kind of thing. I've noticed there's quite a few vegan cafes or cafes with vegan options now, which is good. I was only planning to have noodles today. I brought some noodles with me because I have a kettle in the room for this pot noodle. But there is a notice in the room to say you're not allowed to prepare any cooked food. Now, there's only the kettle and a cup there. There's no microwave or anything like that. So I presume they mean things like noodles or maybe a cup of soup or something. I don't know why that is. Because the kettle's there with tea and coffee, but maybe somebody spilt something before, I don't know. So for that reason, I've had to come out and find somewhere to eat. But like I say, there are options to if you are on a budget, so you wouldn't have to go to a proper restaurant and pay a lot of money. Reykjavik now has a magic ice bar. I went to this in Tromsø last month and I have a video on it. This is Reykjavik's main shopping street. You'll find everything you need on here. But I have one favourite shop. It's the Little Christmas shop. It's open all year round. I'm just going to have a look now. You'll see a lot of puffin souvenirs in Iceland. There are boat trips in spring and summer to see the puffins. We have puffins in Scotland too, but the season is shorter than in Iceland, usually only until the beginning of August, but in Iceland it's usually until September. This is the lake in the centre of Reykjavik. Last time I was here was about a week or two before Christmas, a couple of years ago, and this was all frozen and people were ice skating on it. Now, if you walk around to the other side of the lake, you'll find the National Museum of Iceland. Well, the weather has changed completely in the last few hours. This morning it was sunny with a blue sky and I was able to sit out at a picnic table and have a drink. I wasn't too cold or anything. Now it's cold because the sun's gone, and I don't know if you can pick this up on the video, but it's snowing now as well. I've now walked to the opposite side of the lake, and this is the National Museum of Iceland. The National Museum of Iceland is dedicated to Iceland's cultural history and heritage. It provides a comprehensive journey through Iceland's past, from its settlement in the 9th century up to modern times. And this is the settlement exhibition. That's another interesting museum that I would recommend.
The settlement exhibition is based on the archaeological excavation of one of the first Viking settlements in Iceland, dating back to the 9th century. The museums can get quite expensive if you're going and paying one by one, but you can get a Reykjavik card that'll give you a bit of a discount if you're going to several museums. I'll put a link to that under the description of this video. The Sun Voyager Monument resembles a Viking ship and was created for Reykjavik's 200th anniversary. However, it represents a dream of hope, progress, and undiscovered lands rather than a literal Viking ship. The Harpa Building is one of the city's landmarks and is a popular venue for concerts and events. It's worth checking their website before you arrive to see what's on. If the weather is bad and you still want to do some sightseeing, this hop-on hop-off bus is a good option.
So I'm now at the harbour in Reykjavik. I was going to walk to the lighthouse, but it's 5 kilometres along the coastal path in this direction. And just because it's snowing now, I don't think I should, because it's quite a long way back if the snow gets worse. So what I was going to suggest about the lighthouse is, if you come here and you want to see Northern Lights, but you're on a budget maybe and you don't want to book one of the organised group tours, if you walk to this lighthouse 5 kilometres along the coast, that's a very good spot to watch the Northern Lights and not have to pay anything. I also recommend you use a digital SLR camera if you've got that. And you can find settings for Northern Lights on various websites. That's quite easy to find. Mobile phones can photograph them nowadays, but they're still not as good as digital SLRs. If you put your phone in night mode, you probably will pick them up, but a digital SLR is still far better. There are various tours you can choose from. I've always gone on a group tour. I've gone on ones where they include photography, so I've got some nice photos at the end, because the ones on my phone are nowhere near as good as what they take. So there's lots of choice depending on your budget. You can go on a boat, monster truck, a big coach, a small group. There's lots on offer. If the weather is like today, where you've got a very cloudy sky, it's snowing, it's unlikely you're going to see Northern Lights. They will cancel it and give you a refund. Sometimes they take you out and you don't see them, and some of them give you a free second chance, but not all of them. So that's worth thinking about. So I'll just show you some of the pictures now from 2 of my previous Northern Lights tours here. As you can see in the harbour in front of me, there's a whale watching boat. I did that excursion once in April, so that's another one I recommend. It's usually 2 to 3 hours on the boat. And one of the most popular excursions from Reykjavik is the Golden Circle tour. That can be a half day or a full day tour. I've done it a couple of times, so I'm going to put some video clips on of that trip now. Another excursion I'd like to mention is the Southern Iceland tour. I went on this one a couple of years ago as well. So in this tour of the south, you visit various places in one day, including a glacier, a folk museum, a volcanic beach, a couple of big waterfalls. It was a really good day out, so I recommend that one. I'll also put the links to these excursions in the description of the video. I'll put some clips of that video on now so you can see where you go on that excursion. So horse riding trips. I've been on one of these to ride an Icelandic horse. They're a special, unique breed, and they have an extra gait. They have a fifth gait compared to other horses, so that makes them interesting and very different. You might not want to do a group excursion at all. I highly recommend getting out of Reykjavik and seeing other parts of Iceland that are not too far away, where you can return to Reykjavik the same evening. They're just in this region of Iceland, there is a lot to see. I went on group excursions, but some people prefer to do their own thing and hire a car. There are lots of car hire companies here. The only reason why I don't do it is because in the UK we drive on the other side. So when I go to another country, if it's driving on the other side, I won't do it. I have to take public transport or book a group tour.
This is my hotel from the outside. There was a supermarket right behind it, which was really useful. This is my room. It's a single room. I was very lucky to be able to check in early. It's nicely decorated with nice furniture. And even though it's a single room, it's got quite a big bed, but only one set of pillows.
That's all from me in Iceland this weekend. I hope you enjoyed this quick tour of Reykjavik and the excursions I showed you that I've done on a previous visit. As ever, I'd be grateful if you support the channel, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you can, just to help the algorithm and help my channel grow. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.